There was a song that is ringing in my mind that I wanted to start this podcast with. Because this Chelsea team are reminding me of that song. And yeah, so this is the Ballpod Football Show, and you might be wondering what episode you want and why am I talking about a song? Because I'm talking about Chelsea, and Chelsea are struggling, and nobody really seems to know why they're struggling. Because Potter was magnificent at Brighton, and Chelsea were good under Potter and Tuchel, and they said the players are bad, and Potter got a war chest. He got 600 million, is it euros or pounds worth of players, and still Chelsea are struggling. I think they're also behind Liverpool, who have been injured and have not spent money. But yeah, the question is, why are Chelsea struggling? My name is Kelvin.
I'm Danzuki.
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel.
Yeah, so the question, as I said, why are Chelsea struggling? Tell us in the comments before you even listen to what we have to say. Tell us why you think they're struggling. And then, now let's have a conversation. Why do I think Chelsea are struggling despite signing all the players they could probably sign? Apart from who? Whom did they get? I think they got all their players they wanted. They wanted Enzo and got him for, I think, slightly more than the release clause, but paid over longer years. They wanted Mudryk, paid. Whom did they got everyone they wanted, and Chelsea are good. Chelsea have all the players. Chelsea have all the talent. But why are they struggling? I think the reason goes back to one thing, the coach. I asked myself one question. If it was Tuchel who had this squad, would he be where he is? And I don't think he would. Tuchel is a coach. I think he did as much as he could with the players he had. He got the best out of everyone. He got the best out of Timo Werner. He got the best out of Jorginho. He got the best out of Mount. He got the best out of Chilwell and Reece James. They were getting clean sheets and goals almost every game, and they won the UCL with Tuchel. So I think Tuchel, if he had this squad right now, because the only thing Tuchel lacked was 1v1 wingers, and he got and this squad now has 1v1 wingers. It has Mudryk, it has Madueke, and Sterling also can be there. So I think Tuchel will be better. So why is the coach struggling yet he was good at Brighton? I think the biggest thing is, to be a manager of a big club, you need to have the hunger. You need to show the emotion. You need to talk about any coach, any big coach ever who has won and anything. Maybe Ancelotti is the only one, and he's also maybe animated a little bit. He's not as calm. Talk about who? Mourinho. Mourinho fights on the touchline. Tuchel fights on the touchline. Conte, Pep, Ten Hag. Even Ten Hag looks calm, but he also reacts. He's animated. You can see the emotion and the passion. What do we see from Potter? Him clapping hands on top when people miss chances, and he keeps on doing thumbs. What kind of coach does that? And then the players do not even look like they're ready to fight. They just look like to be a manager of a big club, it's not about the tactics. Tactics, I think, are 80%, maybe 80, but let me even say 70. The mentality is the most important. Look at a club like Madrid. Yes, they have all the talent in the world, but what sets them apart in the Champions League? The mentality they have. They don't care if they concede 2 goals. They keep going. They know, we are Madrid, we will win this thing. They killed Liverpool with that. It's the mentality. Once the mentality is not there, once the players become complacent, I heard there was a rumor Chelsea had lost to 20th place Southampton, and they got a day off or 2 days off. I don't care if it was pre-planned or whatever. You cannot lose to 20th place Southampton and then you come and ask for a day off. What kind of mentality does that show? That shows you are willing and ready to accept mediocrity. And once you start accepting mediocrity, there's no way Chelsea are going to do anything. Chelsea need to get a new manager. I'm not saying Potter is a bad tactician. He's a wonderful tactician, but they need a manager who will be able to rally the players to play, who will be able to give them the energy, the passion they need to actually play. And Chelsea, every club has a model in which they play. Arsenal are known for playing good football. That will not change. The results, maybe you need to get the results, but once you bring a manager who packs the bus to get results at Arsenal, you not do well, because Arsenal is to play football. Talk about which team? Talk about Manchester United. First focus. You need to at least create chances and get goals and win. That is how they are built. Chelsea have been built to win. Chelsea don't care about playing well, playing badly. Chelsea are a machine of winning. That's why under Abramovich loses a few games. If it was Potter, he would have been fired more than a month ago. Because under Abramovich, whether you have won the UCL, he does not really care. It was are you performing? Are you getting me the chances? Are you getting me the goals? Are you getting me the trophies? And that's what makes Chelsea successful. It's not the playing style and whatever. Trying to change that model is going to be very difficult, especially the fans who are already used to the to the winning. They don't really care about the performances. They want the winning. They want to see players who want to win. Whether the players are packing the bus or they are attacking, that's what they want. That's why even when you played well against Southampton, you are still good because they don't care about the performance. They want the goals. They want the wins. And that is the whole Chelsea model. So unless they want to lose their fans, and that fans are the football club, I think Potter has to go. I was willing to give him a chance, but he does not show the mentality to warrant a chance. He might have all the tactics, but if you don't have the mentality, you might win a few games, but will you challenge for trophies? No. I don't think you would. So Potter has to go.
Hey man, you had a lot to say about this Potter issue. Well, I think for me, I just have a few points to point out. I think it's true what you've said. I think his calm style of coaching and him not showing a lot of drama and maybe coming out as an animated coach is really hard to understand if the same is replicated in the dressing room, because we were just imagining his team might be struggling, but he goes to the dressing room and also he doesn't tell them much. It's like maybe trying just to tell him the tactics, but he doesn't want to give them that, you guys, we are football. Like I was watching one of Man City's all or nothing. Yeah, so sometimes you see Pep is very calm out here until you see what he tells people behind there. You'll feel you'll wonder like how do they accept this guy as a coach. But again, I understand, like, if you need to win, you have to instill some toughness in your team and come out as a coach that doesn't entertain any nonsense, of which for Potter it's hard to know how he does. Then I was thinking about him being at Brighton and him being at Chelsea. So maybe at Brighton, the reason why he had success is because you have this team of also players who are young and who are not at the top level, so they also want to give their all. So with your tactics and a team that's hungry, then you get results. But look at the type of players Chelsea has. These are players who have been bought at good money. They've been poached. Yeah, they're earning good salaries. They might be easily be deviated from football and focus on other things. So as a manager, you have to instill that mentality into these players. And I agree, Potter is struggling. But on the positive side, we have to say he still has a chance to make amends. And I really feel the Champions League is a very good stage for him to do that, because only 1-0 from their previous game at BVB. He needs to win, get the team even to semi-finals. Then we can say you had a good season.
Something to note before you continue saying the BVB. You know, guys, maybe you do not follow the Bundesliga, but I saw a tweet somewhere. BVB have actually won all their games in 2023. Yeah. Not drawn, not lost any. So before you suggest they might be in to lose, they might have played defensively and packed the bus, and maybe Chelsea should have scored their chances. But BVB have been winning, and you know when you are winning, you just have that mentality and hunger to continue winning. As Pep and Arteta say almost every time, winning continues to give people hope and courage and confidence to play and win. So when you're not winning, you second guess yourself, you're too afraid to make a mistake, you don't want to try the risky passes, and that is what will probably continue to derail you. Sometimes you need the manager maybe to be angry at you or to show some emotion or support or something, and that's what Potter lacks. He's a good tactician, but man.
Yeah, just to finish on my point, so I was saying he has a chance in the UCL. At least get the team to semis, or maybe fancy a chance of winning even the UCL, or fight now, like win your coming Premier League games, get at least to Europa League or
get Europe.
Get to Euro football. Then we can say now we are comfortable giving Potter another. But if he fails those two, then I think he doesn't deserve the job at Chelsea.
Yeah, for you guys have focused more on why Potter is not doing well.
No, I'm focused on why Chelsea is not doing well. I think it's all about the manager. I don't think
and for me, I just say, well, you can as well as you tend to think that maybe Potter's model is a model that takes time. Yeah, it's not a model that just like the way maybe Arteta's model, it did not like click.
You don't get the players. You cannot compare those two processes.
Relax. You see, the thing is, in Europe these days, you could easily hype a player or sell them, like leave alone the money aside, yeah. Because interesting to note, it's the players who are there that are actually making Chelsea to look like they could win, as opposed to the players that were bought. You see, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, the thing is, I think first of all, maybe Graham Potter needs to identify his strongest 11 side. Yeah, instead of today he's playing Madueke, tomorrow he's playing Ziyech, tomorrow he's playing Havertz, then Havertz is not scoring, then he tries with Mount. You see, there is no continuity with the process that he's trying to build. He needs to first of all get a first 11. Then out of this first 11, he needs to identify who among them in the dressing room has a winning mentality, because it seems like most of them are talented, but again the mentality, the leadership. You see how Rudiger was trying to marshal the Chelsea and getting mad at Chelsea, but now we don't have that kind of extra energy, that kind of leadership quality that is lacking, probably because most of the players are young. Probably would say Thiago, but again Thiago is not as animated. Yeah, he's a calm guy, calm personality. So I think first of all he needs to get his first 11. Then he needs to work on a certain pattern. At least, even with Arteta, you could see the pattern he was trying to build. But with Potter, he relies more on individual quality. And the pressing of Chelsea is very awful. I did not actually see how they are pressing. And I think that is one thing that he is really doing poorly. But generally, what I would say is until he starts to show some kind of emotion, some anger in the dressing room, until he starts to tell them that it's their careers that are at stake. Yeah, that Chelsea would get because ideally Chelsea have an XG of 7. Out of the 7, they could probably score 2.
I think the last time the XG was 16.58 and you only had 6 goals from that.
Yeah. So basically that is to mean he needs to work on first the finishing. Yeah. Then we can say that. And actually, you see, the thing is, Chelsea are a wing-back FC. That is one thing most people don't know. When James and Chilwell are playing well, that is how we progress our ball. And so if we play with a back 4, we have less of impact of James and Chilwell. And the back 3 is one of the things about Chelsea that maybe if you guys can look back, the managers that have won things, Conte and maybe recently Tuchel, they just had the back 3 model. It works perfectly in Chelsea because we don't have an Odegaard, we don't have a De Bruyne, we don't have you see, even in Liverpool, they don't have like that progressive. Yeah,
you can say Alexander is the Odegaard.
Yeah, but again, you see, they have that kind of person who progresses the ball, the link between the midfield, and you see, our link is our wing backs. That is our strength. So probably he needs to play the squad to the strength and more as opposed to trying to play his traditional way. Yeah. So I would just say basically the reason why Chelsea are not winning, first of all, like you guys say, the manager does not marshal the team. He does not prepare them as if they are going for war. He's like, you guys go play. If you guys don't get a result, I will understand. So, and you see, Chelsea, we have been spoiled in the recent past because we are a team that is used to winning. Yeah. And so this kind of model, at some point, the fans will get toxic and the manager would have to leave. So if he does not get anything, which I don't really think, unless he changes, he might not win anything actually. That is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think just to finish, there's something you mentioned and I think we need to actually maybe pass it on for like a minute or something. I think we need to ask ourselves, is Potter's process does it warrant the same time as Arteta's process? And why yes or why no? To me, I don't think it does. First of all, I think his process is too mold with too much drama. The whole Chelsea takeover, not too good because too much noise on the background. And then this new owner comes, wants new model, wants big players. And then he also doesn't seem like he's too much focused on Chelsea winning. He's just like he wants to enjoy being the owner of a football club, because at BVB he was seen taking pictures of the BVB away end. Don't know which owner does that. And then there is something else that he did that does not really make sense, because any team needs leaders in their team, especially when they're losing. Example, when Arsenal were not doing very well at a time, they had Luis. Luis was the leader at Arsenal. He was trying to push the players forward. He was trying to tell them, let's go, let's push ourselves. And he was the one who was making the young players feel like they can do better and be better than they actually are. For Chelsea, you had Thiago and others say Jorginho was their man. They say Jorginho was the man in the dressing room who was keeping things calm. He was the man who was trying to make things happen. He was the leader, one of the leaders in the dressing room. Probably one of the most important leaders. And you let him go. So that asks questions on the owners. Why do you let a big leader character in your dressing room live in the middle of the season when you are actually struggling with new players coming in who will not actually come and start being leaders immediately? Look at this Chelsea team. Who can you really call as leader? Thiago? Maybe Chris James, and he's injured maybe most of the time. Who else? Thiago probably is the only mouth there who will tell people, let's go, we can do this. You need somebody else. On the pitch, you need a general. You need somebody. I think it was Mount or somebody who, in an interview, said the only one player, no matter how tough the game was, no matter how difficult, when other players were hiding, there was only one player who never hid. Jorginho. He was always asking for the ball. No matter if they were losing, no matter what, he never ran away from the ball. He always asked. Even after making a mistake, he asked for the ball. And he tried to push the people forward. He tried to make things happen. And that is what I think the owners missed. It's not only about talent, the mentality is also important. Look at let's talk about even City. They lost Fernandinho. They lost Kompany. They lost Zinchenko. We can even call Zinchenko one of their leaders, because we saw in a recent documentary Zinchenko was telling them, let's go and die on the pitch, guys, and whatever. When you lose your leaders in the dressing room, no matter how good you are, sometimes you just let your shoulders fall down and you need somebody to tell you, let's go. So I think questions need to be asked about the owners. One of the reasons I don't think the process should warrant as much time. Okay, it maybe is worse for Potter, because the environment is not good, and then the fans do not want Tuchel to go. So it might be even worse for Potter and trying to instill his tactics. Does it warrant as much time? I don't think so. One, his tactics I don't think are as good as Arteta's. Arteta, you could see even when he was playing a low block, he wanted the ball, he wanted to press, he wanted to do things, and when he did press, I don't think we had actually a good press. He wanted to play out from the back. We played out from the back lost maybe because of the players. You can say maybe Arteta's process took time, but the players Arteta had, Bellerin, he had Mustafi, he had Chambers, he had literally the only players who are remaining from when Arteta came is Xhaka and Bukayo Saka. Those were the only people who are there. So Potter has everyone. He needs to start performing now. Manchester United got Ten Hag. He's performing with the players he has. And they're good players. So Potter needs to perform. If he doesn't, then doesn't warrant as much time. So maybe you can all say, is the process the same and should it warrant enough time? What do you think?
I think this move by Potter was a mid-season move, right?
Yeah.
Like he started the season with Brighton, then moved to Chelsea. I think another not very good decision as a manager to do. You're getting a system right with your previous team. Probably, I'm saying I'm imagining this Brighton we are seeing is a creation of Potter.
Yeah, it is.
So again, I don't fault him for him wanting to manage a big club. I think some of these opportunities are rare to come your way. But again, getting that opportunity now, you have to deliver. You have to show that I'm the right man for this job. Otherwise, the more you struggle, the more you take your time, then there are good managers out there and they're jobless. And soon...
Tuchel might come back.
Yeah, Tuchel might come back. I think Pochettino is also jobless. Yeah.
So, Luis Enrique, jobless.
Imagine. So, yeah, we have good coaches out there. And if Potter continues to chance his performance at Chelsea, then he might lose the job.
Will you give him as much time compared to the Arteta's process? Will you give it as much time? Will you give
Well, I don't think Chelsea and the fans would want that. Maybe the new management would want to give him time, but I'm seeing a scenario where fans will start now getting a little bit frustrated. They become and we've seen fans influencing decisions in football. So I think as a person, I want him to be given a chance. But again, does the system and does the whole Chelsea as a club and how their history have been allow that? I don't think they will.
Yeah, so me what I would say is well, it's the good guys that don't succeed. Yeah. Yeah, like Potter is a nice guy. Johnny, frankly, he's a nice guy, but it's the good guys that don't do well. So
I think that's enough, guys. What else can I say? Tell us. Why do you think Chelsea are struggling? Does Potter need time? Does he actually deserve the time? Maybe he needs but doesn't deserve. Tell us in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Tell us your thoughts. We like hearing from you guys. More comments, more conversations. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. And let's continue the conversation on social media at the BallPod everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, especially TikTok. We love the talking. So let's go, let's enjoy, and guys, have a very nice day. Cheers.